Time I embarrassed myself in Paris. We were staying in Paris and our hotel was about 3 doors down from a grocery store. I wanted some snacks, so I went to the grocery store to get some things for the room. I did not want anyone to know that I was an American tourist, so I was gonna try and pretend like I was French. I walked into the grocery store, headed straight for the bottled water, and there were 2 men that were standing in the way, so I just politely said, "Pardon," and they moved because they... My French was so good. Lies, it was not. So I grab all the items I need. I'm headed to the register, and there was one person who was checking out customers, and there were 3 self-checkouts. I didn't want the self-checkout because I knew that meant that I would have to read French, and I cannot read French. There was a lady that had a giant cart of items, and there was no way she was going to be done before the lady at the self-checkout. Worker called me over to the self-checkout. I walk up and I'm like, you know what? How difficult could this be? I have used self-checkout in the United States. It's probably very similar. Start scanning my items, and then I get to the pay section. The screen goes green and there's just nothing but French, obviously, on the screen and no pictures to help me try to figure out what it says. So I stood there, I panicked, and the worker looks at me like, and he comes over and presses the button for me. It was to sign up for their rewards program. So I'm like, okay, that's it. I'm in the clear. I can pay and get out. Well, then it gets to the pay screen and there's not even like a button for like, you know how sometimes in America you'll see like a little button that looks like a dollar sign or like one that looks like a credit card so you can pick which payment you want to use? None of that. It was just words. So I stood there again like, the worker comes over and he's like, pushes the card button for me. I pay my money and then I hustled my butt out of that grocery store. I thought I was going to do such a good job pretending to be French, and I just failed epically. To that worker who saw me fail reading French in Paris, I hope you went home and didn't tell your family about me. Moral of the story, if you don't speak the native language of whatever country you're visiting, do not try to pretend like you do. Because you'll be found out.